My friend, are you dating a man or are you dating a traffic light? 1 minute this man is green. Let's go on date. I'll take you out. Oh my gosh, I love you. And next thing he is all amber. He responds to messages 2 hours later. Maybe he'll respond tomorrow to your message. Doesn't even call you back. Other days he's red. No phone calls, no answers. Doesn't want to go anywhere. He's too busy. He's just like, no, my friend. No, I am exhausted on your behalf. I'm exhausted. Oh, this man. I'm gonna try. Work till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. Hey gorgeous, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kopano, and this is how I do things. The show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I would do things, and I can take it as entertainment, use it as advice, take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it at all, my honey. Listen, do what you will with it. Do you know why? Because me, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional whatsoever. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Oh, I got this question in my inbox the other day. This girl's just like, girl, this guy, when we met, it was great. I was so interested in him. He was calling me back. He was texting me. And then this guy started taking longer and longer to get back to my texts, right? So he'll take like a couple of hours. Next thing, he'll take a whole day to respond to me. If I call him, he doesn't call me back. And it takes long to respond to me. But then every now and again, he's calling me to make sure I'm okay. He knows my job is stressful, so he's there to motivate me and keep me focused on my job. And he's a really great guy. He worries about me. He worries about my job. But hot and cold. 1 minute he's answering my texts, he's getting back to me, he's interested in what I'm doing, and then the next minute he's not answering my texts, he's taking long to get back to me, and I just don't kind of know what's going on. And if I don't text him, he can go kind of long without texting me, you know. So what do I do about this guy? He's confusing me. I know Mr. Hot and Cold, right? Mr. Hot and Cold is not fun. Mr. Hot and Cold takes a lot of energy. Mr. Hot and Cold doesn't know where he stands. You don't know where you stand with him. And that's the part that is the most exhausting part of it all, is where do I stand with this guy? Because when he is hot, he's really hot. He gets back to me. He's concerned about me. He wants to know that I'm doing well at work. He's asking me about my sister, about my aunt, about my mom. He's concerned about me. But then 2 days later, it's not the same. So I don't know what to do with this guy. Is he a potential? Should I continue being interested in him? Should I not care if he takes me back? I don't know. I can't just keep picking things up where we left off and then leaving them again. And I'm exhausted. Kopano, please help. So in today's video, I'm talking to you, hunty, the one dealing with Mr. Hot and Cold. This is what I would do if I had a Mr. Hot and Cold in my life. Hot 1 minute, cold the other. This is exactly what I would do. Number one, on those days when he's hot, when he's communicating, when I can see him face to face, or on a good phone call, maybe a FaceTime, I just step up to him and ask him, so what's going on? Do you like me? You know? Don't beat around the bush. As girls, we have this tendency of beating around the bush because we don't want to be forward, you know. Our aunts and our mothers tell us, oh, that girl is forward. We don't have time not to be forward anymore. We're degreed, okay? We've got things to do. We've got careers. We've got ambitions. And we've got things to do with our lives. Necky hot stock. I'm very good property, honey. So I'm not going to be wasting my time with a guy who's hot and cold, trying to keep me on a leash. Whenever he needs me, he pulls me closer. And whenever he doesn't, he lets me go. No. I'll step up to him and ask him, do you like me? Do you? And if he says, oh, yeah, I like you, then I'll ask him, okay, so what are you going to do about it? What would you like us to do about the situation? Because I like you too. What do you want us to do about it? This is where you cut the hot and coldness right there. Chop it off right there. You just cut it. You're just like, no more fun and games, because I don't play fun and games, okay? Do you like me? If so, what do you want to do about it? Here's the thing. that guys can do where they give you an answer but they're not really giving you an answer. If he's not straight with you, then the rest of the tips are for you. Number 2, if he doesn't give you a straight answer, if he's Mr. Vague, sitting on the fence, standing on the line, not really giving you a straight answer about what he'd like to do about liking you, if he says, the only answer you want is that, listen, I like you, but I don't want to date you, or I like you and I'd like us to date. Those are 2 straight answers. But if there's anything in between, on some, I like you, but I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'm not really sure where I stand, or maybe now's not the time, etc., etc. Right? If a man says, I like you, but I don't want to do anything about it now, let's see where it goes. No. If he says, I like you, but I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, maybe it's not the right time of my life. If a man says that it's not the right time of his life, he's not really sure, he's not really, able to get into a relationship at the moment, take it as a no. Take it as I don't want anything. And if he does not give you a straight answer, you tell him that, listen, I like you and I'd like to be in a relationship with you and I don't want to accept anything less than that. So until you decide what you want, I'm out. Don't call me, don't text me, don't try and hang out until you decide. And you may think that, yo, Kopano, but then this guy wants to be my friend. No, babe. No, you're allowing a person to use you. When he's bored, he can call you. When he wants company, he can call you. But when he doesn't want company, he doesn't respect you enough, that what if I want company? Will he be there for you? No. That's why he's hot and cold. So if he doesn't give you a straight answer, you need to give him a straight answer and say, listen, love, I'm out until you decide what you want. It's either you're hot all the time with me or you're cold all the time. So if he gives you a lukewarm answer, you do like Jesus does. You spit them out and you tell him no. This is not, I'm not going to be doing this. So until you figure yourself out, until you sort your stuff out, consider me out. I'm going to either be single or go into another relationship, but I'm not going to do this, whatever this is, with you. And this just leads to number 3. You deserve nothing less than the best. If you accept a guy who says, I like you, but I'm not really sure where this is going, so let's just see. He's been hot and cold with you for how long? If he's been hot and cold with you for months and he still doesn't know what he wants, then tell him that, listen, you've had enough time to decide. And if you haven't decided by now, then it's probably because you don't want anything with me. You need to respect yourself. You need to set high standards for yourself. You need to know that my time and my energy is worth being respected. If a person is hot and cold and they've been like that for months with you, they don't respect you and they don't respect your time. And you need to tell them that you being hot and cold with me is a clear sign that you don't respect me or my feelings and my emotions and who I am. So I'd rather not. That's why you need to set the record straight. Cut him loose. Cut Mr. Hot and Cold off unless he decides to come to the party. Number 4 is one that I think almost every single man in my life has told me. A man knows when he wants a woman. He knows. Even if he's a shy guy, he knows that this one, I want to be with this one. He won't be hot and cold with a person he loves, a person he wants to be with, a person who's just like, this one. It's me, it's my size, it's my feet, it's my person, he's my personality. Unless he's like that with you, he's not going to act on it. So if a man is hot and cold, you're not the one for him. And don't try and convince him of it. Move on. Confidence? Oh, such a turn on. When a woman knows that she's a queen and she treats herself like that, and she knows that when a man loves me, I treat him like a king, you're good stock. A good man will want to keep you. But a man always knows who he wants. And if he wants that girl, he'll make sure he doesn't disrespect her by being hot and cold. At the very least, shy, not shy. Forward, not forward. If a man likes a girl, he will make sure that he respects her and gets her. That's it. Whether he is a loud guy who's going to show you with huge gifts and all of that, that's one thing. But even a shy guy, if he's got your contact numbers and he's calling you and he has access to you, he won't be hot and cold. Not even shy guys are hot and cold when they like a girl. If he wants you, he will have you. And if he doesn't like you that much, then he's fine with being hot and cold. Number 5 is the greatest advice that I heard from Oprah and Iyanla. When a man tells you who he is, listen. Don't wait for him to prove it the second time or the third time or the fourth time. If a man tells you the first time round that I'm not ready for a relationship, he's not ready for a relationship. Take it as it is and walk away. If a man tells you that, I don't know what I want, listen to him. If a man shows you that he's not the loyal type, then listen to him. A lot of us think that we are misreading the situation. We overthink it. We think to ourselves, maybe I'm just wrong. No, you're not wrong. If he says who he is, listen to him. Men tend to just tell you straight up from the beginning who he is. And when he tells you who he is, or when he shows you through his actions, believe it the first time round. You'll save yourself so much heartache and pain. Number 6, it may seem as though this is a very, like you might lose out on a good man, or it's a very strict approach and you're being forward as a female, but honestly, you're not. It's not a strict approach, you're not being forward, and this is not you being mean in any way. It's exhausting to be in limbo. It's exhausting for you to wait for him to call for 2 weeks, and then when he does call, then you are in a nice mood, you talk to him, you're accommodating. That's not fair. It's exhausting, like just for you to have the mental capacity to remember who this guy is, and then when he calls, be nice to this guy who hasn't called you in the past 2 weeks. When he texts you and you text back, then you're there. Then next thing you text him and you have to wait 2-3 days for him to respond. It's exhausting. You don't know. It's not about, letting him go so you can get into another relationship. No, it's just about knowing where you stand so you don't get exhausted. So you don't have to jump into another relationship just because he is Mr. Hot and Cold and you've decided to push him to the side. It's just about you being secure and you being happy and you not being taken advantage of. And you just being fine with not being in limbo the whole time with this really exhausting human being. Number 7 is that you should be okay with moving on. Like, don't wait for him to get back to you. Cut off communication if you have to, so you just know exactly where you stand with this person. It's okay. Like, be okay with moving on. If this man tells you that I really don't know what I want to do with the two of us, and it's been months of him saying this, cut him off and just move on and be okay with that. Know that you are moving on to better, to a person who respects you and your emotions and your time, by respecting the fact that you deserve more than being in limbo. You deserve to know exactly where you stand, and you deserve to be treated well too. And number 8, what do you do if he then shapes up? What do you do if he then, you tell him, listen, you don't know what you want from this, so I'm just going to give you space to go decide, okay? I'm moving on with my life, and should you come back, cool. If you don't, then yeah. What if he comes back and he's like, listen, I made a mistake, girl, and I'm sorry for what I did, and I want to give this relationship thing a go. That's up to you personally. I think that if you are straight with him the first time and he's like, listen, I like you, I just don't know what you want. What I want for now, can we just, sit in limbo? I would say no. Go figure yourself out. Give me space so I can live my life and not be in limbo. If he comes back a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months later, and he's like, yo, I thought about it and it turns out I really like you and I really want to see where this is going, then you should ask him, so do you want us to start dating and see where this goes? We're just dating. We're just seeing where it goes. But you're not going to be hot and cold with me anymore? If he says, yes, let's see where this goes, let's try this dating thing out, I'd give him a chance. But only if he's straight with me. If he comes back and he's still not straight with you, that means he's just bored. He's bored and he can't find another doormat. So he's trying to make you his doormat. No. Boredom. I must fill your boredom. Please go look for someone else. So if he comes back and he's straight with you and he tells you what he wants and he's going to respect you and your time, you give him a chance. But if he doesn't, then it's still a no. You have all the right in the world to say no, honey. Just say no. It's fine. Just say no. That's what I would do. If I was in your shoes and I had Mr. Hot and Cold, I'd ask him, Mr. Hot and Cold, what is this? Do you like me? Yes or no? What do you want to do about liking me? You want to be vague? Okay, I'm gonna give you space. Go on, live your life, be fine. And if he wants to try out this dating thing, we try out this dating thing. Just as long as I'm being respected, I'll respect you too. I'm a queen. I deserve to be treated like a queen, and you're a king. I'll treat you like the king that you are, honey. All right, boo, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and please let me know which point stood out the most for you. Have you ever dealt with Mr. Hot and Cold? Give your sister some advice in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to share this with a friend who may need to hear it. Until later days, beautiful people, I'm Kopano, and this is how I do things. Hey gorgeous, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for making it right until the end. Now if you are here, you are seeing my face at this point of time in the video, that means that you should subscribe, and feel free to continue binge watching more relationship advice, money, honey, all those lady hacks that we talk about in our girl talks that we have every single week. Until next time, bye.